Fragrance blind buys. Yes, we always talk about blind buying fragrances, cologne, perfumes. Sometimes it really works out or sometimes it goes south. But we're going to talk about some of my best blind buys ever in the entire collection that worked out really well. So stay tuned. And guys, if you love fragrance, cologne, perfume related content, slap that subscribe button. We do daily uploads here and on TikTok and Instagram at EnterTheFragrance. But in the first spot, now this list, again, in no particular order, I don't like doing top 10 lists. I do, but I don't like putting them in order because it's all subjective, right? And my opinion might change on these too. They might be top 10, but I always might prefer one over the other depending on the day, week, month, year, whatever it is. However, this was one of the best blind buys I've ever bought. I bought it from overseas before it launched because I'm a huge fan of the DNA, and it's not quite what I expected, but it worked out because I love the note of the lemon, and that's gonna be Eros Energy. Yes, Eros Energy. Now, the problem with this fragrance is people are 50-50 on it, but as soon as I wore it and sprayed it on a strip, I knew it was a solid 9.5 out of 10 for at least me. Now it smells nothing like the Eros DNA because it's gonna be a lemon, limey, orange, very citrus forward fragrance. Now what this reminds me of is Sospiro Dolce Maledia, that fresh candied lemon off the top, very mass appealing. It's got that black currant oak moss vibe that kind of Hassavat and Hawas Black have. Amazing stuff, and I've gone through a ton of this. Have a backup bottle just in case for this summer, springtime. And one of the best blind buys I've purchased, in my opinion, because I saw so many quote unquote bad reviews on it saying it's not worth picking up, but I'm glad I picked up the 2 bottles when I did. And again, one of the best blind buys in my collection, especially as of late, Eros Energy. Now, I'm a huge proponent of not blind buying niche. But this was on such a good deal, Black Friday 2 or 3 years ago. It was like 75 bucks. I had to pick it up for a 30 ml, and the notes seemed interesting to me enough where if I didn't like it, I could gift it away or just throw it on the shelf for a nice collection piece. And all these fragrances from this line are great collector's pieces, but that's got to be the original Argos Triumph of Bacchus. Yes, Triumph of Bacchus. Look how dark the juice has gotten over time, but nonetheless, it's a fantastic peach, rum, sweet apple, saffron fragrance, very sweet off the top, very potent. And as it dries down, you get a touch of jasmine, but more of a tobacco ambery vibe with this stuff. 8+ hours on skin, beast mode projection for the first few hours. Now, I do prefer the X-Straight over the OG, but this still holds a place close and dear to me. One of the best blind buys I've ever bought, and the only reason really I blind bought it is A, the hype, and B, it was under $100. But nonetheless, if you like sweet, luxurious fragrances, it's hard to beat this one. Definitely top tier in my entire collection. And again, that's Argos's Triumph of Bacchus Eau de Parfum. Now, this is a unique fragrance. This was recommended to me for months. You gotta try this brand, you gotta try this house. It's so underrated. And I do these weekly Burlington videos. You can see them on my channel. I post them every Friday. Might be going to two a week for the Burlington videos, but this is from the house of Cristiano Ronaldo. And whenever I look at a celebrity fragrance, I'm like, I mean, Paris Hilton and Britney Spears, fantastic women fragrances. Sarah Jessica Parker Stash for men, fantastic stuff. But this one, I kind of had no choice but to pick it up on this particular day at Burlington because I had to give it a shot. Everybody kept telling me for $20, $25, smells fantastic. And they were right. And one of the best blind buys ever, CR7 Game On. Yes, CR7 Game On. Now, this is going to feature a unique note. Now, this is going to have the note of papaya, very unique, citrusy, fruity style vibe. Smells like it should belong in the Stronger With You DNA. Great atomizer. for $20-25. It's a must-have, must-own if you're looking for one fragrance for work, office, school. One of the best blind buys I've bought for this price point. And it's going to have some cardamom. I believe there's some sweet apple in here, very aromatic with the lavender in here. Again, kind of smells like something put out by a big designer brand in a $20-25 bottle. One of the best blind buys as of late. And again, that's CR7's Game On. Now, this next brand, it's a little indie niche house that's been blowing up all over social media, and high quality gourmands at a decently affordable price for niche. Now, I don't know if these come in 100 ml bottles, but there's 50 ml bottles that I usually pick up, and I have a ton from the house. But this next blind buy, I bought it based on the iris note. Anytime I see iris with other beautiful notes attached to it, I gotta buy it. I have to. And I've picked up a lot of iris fragrances this year specifically, but this is a new release from the house, and that's from the house of Shanu Perfumes, and that's Cleo. Yes, Cleo by Shanu, an elegant, sexy, perfectly unisex iris fragrance with the note of almond. Yes, a peppery almond. Oh, so sexy. Just love this stuff. Now, the almond is what really got me, the almond and the iris. I love the note of almond. It's in a lot of the Guerlain fragrances, but masterpiece. 10+ hours on skin, 8+ hours on skin, just a magnificent scent. And as it dries down, it really develops on the skin. Again, another fragrance you could dress up, dress down. You could wear any fragrance in any situation. I'm not going to talk about specific seasons necessarily other than the title, but even if it's a spring fragrance, summer fragrance, winter fragrance, fall fragrance, wear it anytime, guys. But again, that's from Shanu Perfumes. Well-deserved, the hype. And that's Cleo. Now, this next one, the OG and the Intense, not for me. The dry down comes off kind of too earthy and just too different for my style and my tastes for fragrances. But as soon as I saw this was going to be an oceanic fragrance, a mineralic, salty, sea notes, oceanic, ozonic fragrance, and with an elixir name attached to it, I'm assuming it's beast mode, but it did truly work out. And the other two, no hate to the other two flankers in the line, the regular and the intense, just not my jam. But this fragrance, Phantom Elixir, yes. Paco Rabanne, or now Rabanne Elixir. This is going to feature oceanic notes, sea notes. It's just going to be a fresh, get that atomizer working, fresh, ozonic, kind of slightly aquatic with a dry down of this vanilla base that is so fantastic, alluring, and smells of higher quality than a designer price point. It does. It truly does. Get your nose on this sample at your local Ulta, Sephora, wherever you might shop. Totally worth a pickup in my opinion, and one of the best blind buys of late because I was taking a risk. I didn't like the other two flankers. And again, it's all about taking risks, fragrance, gambling, I call it. But anyways, awesome pickup, blind buy, worthy, and that is Phantom Elixir by Rabanne. Now, this next one, I took a huge risk. I'm not a huge fan of the Helvetii DNA, and on a couple websites, I saw this compared to Helvetii. Now, no offense to Helvetii by Penhaligon's, but it's just too earthy, woody for me. And when I bought this fragrance, it got a lot of hype on YouTube specifically, and it's one of their many flankers. Now, I picked this up from Jomashop. I'll put a link down below. You can shop at all those discounters, tons of codes, tons of coupons. But this one in particular, I was worried about, and I paid $100 for it. And that's, again, from Paco Rabanne, 1 Million Golden Oud. Yes, Golden Oud. It's a fresh, spicy, woody, aromatic fragrance. I don't know if there's saffron listed. It's got some sweetness to it, kind of Middle Eastern vibes. Definitely top 3 in the lineup in my opinion. And again, like I said, I was taking a risk blind buying this. Not a huge fan of that Helvetii DNA. This almost makes Helvetii seem obsolete, and this is made more mass appealing, kind of a designer version of that fragrance. Nonetheless, if you like spicy, oriental, sweet fragrances, this is a must try, must own. It's harder and harder to find on discounters. Like I said, I'll try and link it down below. I believe I got mine from Jomashop, but blind buy success, 100%. And that's Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Golden Oud. Now, this next one, blind bought it because I was able to find it before most other influencers. And sometimes as influencers, we buy the newest fragrances to try and get on that hype train. And I only own one other one from the line. Now, I've smelled most of them. Most of them just kind of generic blue fragrances to me. One in particular, I give an 8.5 out of 10 all the time, but this one shocked me. And why this one shocked me is because Azha Elixir came out, and that featured the note of leather, raspberry leather for Azha Elixir. And I saw this one had sage leather in it. So I'm thinking to myself, I like aromatics. I like leather, a light leather, such as Eau Ombre leather from Tom Ford, but I blind bought this, and it's the best of the line, and I'm so happy I did. And that's the newest Bad Boy Elixir, yes. Bad Boy Elixir. Again, it's going to be an aromatic, slightly leather fragrance. Shoots out the juice like it's wild. Kind of like a YSL DNA with that backbone of Bad Boy with added leather depth. Awesome stuff. Definitely a classy fragrance, smelling rich on somewhat an affordable budget. I think I paid about $100 for this. Nowadays with fragrances, $100 is a good price. But I remember back in the day, I used to be able to get like Chanel's Allure Homme Sport for $75, $80. But I digress. Awesome stuff. Definitely one of my blind buy successes this year, or was it last year? I don't know. Anyways, but definitely went with Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Elixir. Now, this next one, I had the OG DNA, a bottle of the OG DNA, and it just blew my mind how expensive it was, because it was somewhat, to me, a basic, safe, sweet fragrance that leaned feminine, but I enjoyed wearing it. And when this one launched, this was a flanker of the Intense Man line. I think you know where I'm going with this. But as soon as this dropped, I picked it up. I think I paid $60 for it. And was it worth every penny? 100% at the time. Nowadays, you can find it on most discounters, FragranceBuy, Jomashop for about that $30, $35 price range. But this blew me away. And it was a soft blind buy success for sure. And that's Club de Nuit Untold. Yes. Untold by Club de Nuit. Now, this is going to have some fir resin, cedar, that saffron sweetness that the OG DNA offers. One of the closest inspos in my opinion, and beast mode longevity. I get 10 plus hours on skin. First time wearing this, I wore 6 sprays, way too much, choked out the fam. But if you want that BR540 DNA on a budget, longer lasting, very close, and in my opinion, a more beautiful bottle with this radiant, this gradient vibe to it, awesome stuff. Perfect for any occasion, any person. And again, a blind buy success from a few years ago. And that's gotta be Club de Nuit's Untold by Aroma. So guys, do you have any blind buy fragrance success stories? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more fragrance, cologne, perfume related content. And as always, what we say on the channel, stay clean, stay fresh, and remember, the world is yours. We'll talk soon.